Okay, welcome to the November 19th, 2018 Budget Committee meeting. 6:30, we'll start. Rise and pledge allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so just for the record, I got an email from Dave, and he was not going to make it because of work. I got a call at home, my husband took it, that Janet wouldn't be able to make it tonight. Joe, you said that you heard from Ken Gary, and he
He
wasn't.
stopped by tonight at 6 o'clock and he can't make it.
Okay, so I think that covers everybody. No, it's here, so maybe it'll be a quick meeting, maybe it won't.
Dave, right?
Dave emailed me and said he couldn't make it because of work. So. Okay. So, we'll start with the minutes from the October meeting.
From August. We have never approved that.
Oh,
the last
okay,
meeting.
I didn't have those on here, so, right, so we will, I'll wait till we're all set with the August minutes.
We're all the same thing, just a couple copies don't say draft.
Oh,
You need a
so we-
refresher.
Oh, so there's. Someone else is gonna join us? Oh. Budget committee, you wanna join in?
Any questions?
Yeah.
We ain't got that far yet.
Oh, all right.
We didn't go.
What are you doing with your budget?
Do you have your budget ready? Have you come on? Let's have
Yes, I have. Yeah, it's in.
Good to go yet?
All turned in.
He'll know.
We haven't reviewed that yet, but so.
I think I'm good with those, since we reviewed it prior to anyways. That's gonna be October, so if we're all set with, everybody reviewed the August minutes, guess if someone wants to make a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays? I don't see any nays, same as
Where are your pencils? Where are you gonna pencil to? You're gonna press positive or something?
These are just the same ones there. And so we reviewed the October minutes. And did you review those, Ken? Did you see those?
You can keep that. I just started letting him in the draft.
Printed, I just don't bring it
No, that's okay. You just.
up. I'm good with it.
Okay, so we're reviewing the October minutes if somebody wants to,
Make a motion to accept the minutes as read.
okay.
I was like, whoa.
All those in favor?
Aye.
No, any nays? No? Okay, good. So that's good, check that off the list. So do we have any follow-up items from the October meeting, from items from, is there anything on there that we wanted to get clarification, or we were still wondering? Oh, yeah, I think that was the question, I think what came up was like the newspaper, are we still putting stuff in the newspaper?
Because
Well,
we discussed.
because, yeah, I think we
Wouldn't have
discussed
to.
eventually going forward, we weren't going to have to, as long as we posted on the website and here, so
But
it's
there's
just.
other things with the newspapers too.
No, I was just wondering, yeah.
But if it doesn't go there, it's okay.
Okay, so that was,
I think that's why we had what is being put in the newspaper.
It's a
I think those would be, stuff that has to do with like
taxes
taxes.
stuff, we have to, put out for people for jobs.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because anything and everything, we have to post a special
But
meeting.
not our
for-
meetings.
Right.
But this was under, hold on, this was under one line, the zoning board.
Oh,
Janet was saying that nothing for the zoning board needed to be put in the paper.
I know, but it's still there too.
No, it still remains, they haven't spent anything.
It's
at least,
zoning,
yeah, so,
yeah, zoning board right there.
yeah.
No.
So I guess maybe that's just something for the zoning board to take and say, okay, if we don't meet, then you don't need it in your budget, I guess.
So I asked Laura about that, she says basically it's notices, they have to send out notices for, you know, especially like, somebody wants to merge property, get a variance, you have to let people know,
Mhm.
so, and if you get a lot of that, I mean, how do you budget for that? Kind of
Oh,
thing.
no, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I looked at the wrong, I was looking at ZBA clerk, that's my problem. So it says newspaper notices, so we had, oh, so this is what it was, Joe.
$377 over.
Over, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So, I mean, they never really do anything, and have in the past,
yeah,
but
okay.
it's been an active year, so they had to do it, so. that's
Okay.
basically
No,
what-
all right,
what-
sorry, I was looking at the wrong line, so.
That's all right, that's.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, we haven't spent
So you know that for a fact, that, cause that's what
Yeah,
we were
no, I-
discussing the other night, exactly what was being put into the newspaper, that's why I got it.
37704. I asked Laura about tonight before she left, and she said all ZBA notices. Specifically what, we don't know because, you know, that's ZBA stuff. I mean, we just
Okay.
know that's all to do with things they have to
So
post.
if we wanted to know that, we would ask Roger?
No, he's planning board, not,
Oh,
zoning
zoning-
board.
oh,
John,
Okay, so I
Yeah,
can ask
so-
John, so I can ask John if I want.
So.
That's not a big deal.
yeah, I think Linda,
Sorry.
was
I
on the
always
zoning
get
board,
those backwards.
so.
John Hodgson, that's
Yeah.
okay. Anything else? on
I mean, they
that
don't-
one?
They haven't had no more, like 3 or 4 meetings all so
Right.
far this year, but I mean, they, like I said,
Yeah, well, I was
They
just
had to do
curious
something,
as to
obviously.
why we, we would be over.
What about the resource materials? What are those used for?
the what?
The resource materials.
From when?
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah. Resource materials.
Oh, From the
Okay.
executive line.
What happens is, because we don't have specific line names for this,
Oh.
okay? Down on Gary Road, number 53, that little A-frame house is on the left-hand side. We took that for tax,
That does.
and because,
Oh, yeah.
because we took for taxes and stuff like that, we have to take care of that place, so it doesn't freeze up, whatever. So, all the stuff that we put into that, it's like $1,346, we're over in that line. That place, when it sells, and that's when, it just sold, okay? That comes back to us as a
Oh,
payment,
okay.
so that will offset.
Oh, you know what, and I see that as resource materials, I see that as,
That's all.
If you see-
well, no, I saw it as like a zoning board book or
Well,
a.
no, and you would think that, if they
No,
take the
I
word
just-
materials off of there, put down resources,
And that's fine, it
I mean-
just, it was just a
Well,
total.
wouldn't that be under resource materials for the zoning board? This is for the executive.
that's executive stuff that we have to.
No, but I was just thinking like resource material, like you know how you get the town and country,
Oh,
they get,
like training
so,
material.
yeah, so I was thinking like it's a resource that
Right,
you need to
right,
look at,
yeah.
not a resource that you need to
Okay.
keep up building.
Oh, where did you go, right, so.
No, I just don't want, well, cause to me, it's just the frame of mind that I'm thinking of from work. Anything else on that?
Repairs on your,
Oh yeah, have we gotten that situated, Joe, with the repairs being, I know that there was some stuff that was coming through the, line that,
Yeah.
there was some misalignment of payments from
Yeah, that's what they
the
got on
chip
there.
grant, yeah, from the
The
chip
L-chip
grant
and
versus
stuff like
the
that,
the
yeah.
L-chip, yeah, the
But I can
L-chip.
tell you right now, I know John Mullins is still working, he can't
Okay.
get the total number,
Mhm.
but we have one part of the line over here. Repairs to the old town hall, we had $500, we got 4884 overage, right here, on page 3.
Oh, okay, I'm with you.
It's 4194-4 under the government. Old town hall repairs,
Oh, yep,
okay? For them, that's what it costs to have that floor sanded down and redone. Those floors and all that, so
oh,
that's,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay, that's where that all came from. So,
But, well, okay.
see, when John figures out the rest of that stuff like that, hopefully
maybe
some of that
some-
will offset.
Right, okay, so these
So I mean,
is
until
the,
we get the total number of what he's gone through, I'm not gonna know.
because I know that they talked about the money that was being, the that,
For the kitchen
for
repairs.
kitchen repairs or whatever, that I know that they were talking about. Okay, all of that, yeah. So Joe, I'm probably gonna skip ahead here, so it says at the end of here, it says 82.86, where should we be?
We should be at 90.38.
90,
30.38, yeah, percent is where we should be, and we're at 80, whatever you said.
82.7.
So we're still running, we've been running monthly, but on average, we're around 8% under, which is pretty good, so.
Oh, so you know what I was gonna just throw out this, and this probably isn't the time, but it might be at this level. You know, we talk about, they talk about all those, we have the outstanding checks. There's always these outstanding checks that have been out there forever, or it seems like they're out there forever and
Yeah.
whatnot. Is there some point in time, I just know that they do this at my work or whatever, is there any thought of like, is ever a sheet that to the state and saying, here it is,
Yeah.
you know?
What we do, anything in the current year, we
Mhm.
keep open.
Okay,
Anything prior to like January, say, 1st, now that's been this far into the year, they haven't cashed the checks, they're still locked in, they're not going to, we'll sit there and turn that all over again.
oh,
off the
okay,
books.
alright, so it does
So,
happen, alright, it was
yeah.
just happening, I know we do that.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you, when I first became a selectman, we had like multiple years, like 5 or
Well,
6 years
yeah.
worth of stuff like
Again
that.
this year?
Yeah,
Well, they
We
have,
sort-
it's just anything, you know, like some.
so, for instance, Tim Brown, when he was a police officer here, he has probably 6 or 7 checks that were cell phone stipends for like $75, never cashed them.
So that wouldn't be in this year, right?
Well, we have,
No, but it's an
by
outstanding
law, we have a running
balance,
total of
and
what's
so it's-
outstanding.
Yeah,
So to
right,
clean out the outstanding check,
See right here,
Okay,
kind of outstanding,
7, 3, 4 pages, we wanna make it like 2 pages. So
yeah,
we'll take other stuff and it turns over to the state.
so like right here, so when Sandy does a reconciliation, she has outstanding checks right now, it's like 37,000. I mean, I'm sure that some of that's current, but
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
portion of that's from like last year,
Right.
and it's like.
Or a couple, a couple years ago. So we're
Right.
gonna clean that all up and get rid of it, so that 37 eventually will go away
It
and
should
not
just be
reduce down.
current.
Yeah.
So.
I happened to think of it the other day, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna ask.
Well, the thing is, the checks that you have to, on the checks, kept not valid unless cashed within a certain amount of time,
Right.
whatever. Yeah.
Some
So
banks
cancel
will
them
cash
out. So over the time thing, they can't cash them, it's not valid, so get rid of it, you know?
Do you
Right.
require like employers to send that to the state and then they can get it, you know, those websites?
Right,
Yeah.
no, so that's what
That's
I'm
where it
saying,
goes
just
to.
cheat it,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what they do, is they cheat it to the state, meaning
Yeah.
they take it and send it over to the state, and basically give them all the information and give them the money and say, here it is, it's your issue, and then it's off your company's,
I
like
don't
it's off your
understand
company
that,
books.
whatever.
They call it a cheat. and-
No, I mean, I don't understand not catching your checks.
I don't, well, not either. Well, I mean, some of it might, I don't know.
All-
if you lose one, but-
Detective Cooper downstairs, he had 2 of them. He don't know whether he put them in the pocket, they got washed, or whatever, he don't remember, he can't find them,
And I
you know?
think like,
So we voided them out and had to reissue them.
right, like some people, like at my work, you know, it's going into a claim holder, the person might be elderly, they don't cash it because
That I
they
understand,
think it's a
yeah.
scam.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, no, what, they get certified mail, and we're trying to tell them, you're supposed to get these payments, and they're like, they think everything's, you know, so it's really hard for some, but, you know, so foundmoney.com or something.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, I had $600 on there from working at Macy's as a teenager.
Nice.
Gee, I don't check my name. Maybe I
You
got
should.
some.
You should.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
Right. We do from our mortgage company, so we're going to another mortgage company.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
It was up in Nashville.
So,
Never
so
thought of
we'll,
it.
so we'll jump into, well, obviously, the current budget through October, yeah, through October, even though we're in November. So we kind of already talked about the whole resource material.
New equipment, cable, computer, that and the computer support, the two tie together. So what we're doing is we're in a leasing program, it's more than us. The leasing program will always assure us going forward, we have new, current, updated computers. We never have to buy another one. 'Cause we were purchasing them, and when you buy the brand new one, within 2 years, it's outdated.
It's probably within 2
Okay.
months, it's
Well,
okay.
pretty, yeah, we've already lost years just by buying it, okay? So being generous, and you know, you're a year and a half, but now you're outdated, so you're currently buying. Under this new program, it's a few dollars more, but they all the new stuff, all the new programs that's on it, everything will stay current and updated, okay? So we'll never have to go backwards or spend money, I mean, we're spending money, but, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So we'll always be current or ahead. So, copier, it's another new leasing program that we have for them, so.
So I guess my only question is on the moderator, supervisor, and the ballot clerks. Is that all because we had a election this year?
They up the moderator's rate to $100, I mean, you know,
No, I just asked him a question. Yeah. The AccuVote machine, why is that so much?
they were doing once a year updates, now they're doing more than that. We have no choice, I mean, if we're gonna use that machine, we have to pay to have it
So
updated.
this is software updates?
Yeah,
What
that
you're
it
talking
is.
about? No, I just,
Yep, software updates. So,
that wouldn't come through, because it's got its own line, because then there is computer software on a different line. That's quite interesting. Quite interesting.
I mean, obviously, tax bills on page 2 is over a little bit, but that's what she has to send out. And
So
obviously,
you're-
we've had more people.
Okay, so let's just be clear, that's on our first page.
Okay, yeah.
You know, but I'm just saying, because I'm like, I'll be looking for it, and I won't be able to see it.
Yeah, I've marked my stuff off, so I can know.
So, did the rate come in?
Um,
Still outstanding?
no, and I found out why I asked the question, because I asked the same thing from Laura, is when Gwen was working upstairs, there's certain paperwork she had to fill out to send in to the DRA, well, she left,
Yeah.
and we've been having, the tax assessor step in to help us out, but they're part-time.
Yeah.
They figure out what the problem is with the DRA holding like that, all the paper's been signed and sent in like that, so we should be getting the rate here pretty
Oh,
quick,
okay.
so. It's just because when left like that, it's like not knowing what was sent, or when that had to be sent, kinda.
So what was you saying on the tax bill? I'm sorry.
So basically tax bills and stuff like that, just the stuff that they have to send out, the paperwork and materials they have to use to send out to people. And now we've had some people moving in town, so, yeah.
When are tax bills going out?
Well, they haven't got the rate yet.
And we get the rate, as soon as we get the rate, we're gonna send them right out, because I don't want them lagging in from, they're supposed to be out in December.
Right, exactly.
That's the town's Christmas present to everybody.
Yes, Merry freaking Christmas.
Hopefully it's not like a lump of coal.
Oh, I got a lump of coal at
I'd rather
home.
go without a gift, thank you.
Oh, no, we're here for you.
Really, Joe? I could go with, it's better to give than receive, Joe.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they want.
That's right,
to
we're
give.
giving.
Yeah,
They want
yeah,
us to give.
We're
I
waiting
don't
for you,
wanna
we're waiting for the receiving part to come back.
yeah.
Okay, so we on page 3 now, or no?
Well, what are you talking about, so?
Well, I'm just, I
Okay.
don't know what you guys.
I'm only looking at mostly stuff that's,
I'm waiting, anything's over 100% is what I'm focusing on, focusing on, but, you know.
no, that's what I'm looking, when is that longevity?
That is basically, any employee who's been over here 5 years, and every year after gets a certain percent for longevity as part of their salary.
Oh,
It's like a bonus for being in the building
over
for
5
extra.
years?
Well, Rick's been here for 22, so he gets like a.
So, but I mean, it starts at over 5 years and
Right,
then it
and then
increases.
and the more years you put in, the more money you make. Like an incentive for people to stay.
So, see.
That used to be higher, but when Randy Solo retired, that went down. Tim Brown left, that went down.
Oh, the longevity.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about I was looking quickly at here's the electrical in the municipal building, and I'm like, oh, it went down because municipal. Was he running a lot of stuff down there?
You know, a lot of sense cleared with his house in New Durham.
Yeah. So it's just like the heat is pretty high in the municipal building.
Now, don't forget some of that's leftover from last year too.
Well, from
From
the-
January 1st on.
Right.
So we had
Right.
heat from there.
No, I get that, I'm just saying, but thinking that, right, so whatever, but I mean, I'm just
But we're
curious as
already
to-
over by quite a bit.
Right, I was just wondering
So-
where were we over last year at the end of the year?
So where are you, what line are you on?
That's, it's on government 419454, it's the Heat Municipal Building.
54, yeah.
So, I was just curious, were we over last year, year-to-date budget?
So, and again,
I
I
was
mean,
just curious, it's on
some of it could be pricing on the product itself. So,
Mhm.
I mean, it's like your house, you propane, your oil, up and down, you never know what's gonna be, so.
The vehicle, so the police, the vehicle maintenance and repairs, was that all for the
What, line
fitting,
Page 4?
it's, well, I don't
Page
know, it's, I think it's my page 3, but it's 421055, vehicle maintenance and vehicle maintenance and.
421055.
Yeah, so it's on your.
No, it's on my next page, 45, yeah.
So is that is that like maintenance,
All
the new
the-
machines, the new, cause we got a new cruiser, so.
All of them.
Yeah, okay.
That's all your oil changes, tire rotation, tire change outs, anything and everything, so, yeah.
This is December last year.
Oh, yeah, good.
Okay, well,
Mine, but for the.
Yeah, I was just curious as to, oh yeah, so heat in the municipal building, it was only $13.26. And we've already spent $22.66 this year. Wow,
This was, I think, December
well, that might be through,
6th.
so this is
So
probably
that
through
would be November.
But still, it's still just interesting, Joe, cause it's, you know, we were still
What was
below
it?
the budget. Yeah, so we were at 88.41% at that, so it probably was just about over or just straight on, you know, I mean,
On
slightly.
the verge of it. so.
Yeah, so wow, interesting. So the EMS shift pay, is that just more calls, or
Yeah.
I don't know,
Alright,
just,
all it is call volume. Some of it is, no, they're not making, well, probably had to re-operate on, so some of the, you know, I think the amount would have been the same regardless of how many people win, so it doesn't matter, but, yeah. No matter who gets the money, it's
it's
just
just the.
call volume,
Right, you don't get more if you get called out
no,
twice as much.
no,
You're on,
it's
so.
all,
You get more for your officer.
Well, yeah, it goes by your hourly pay, your rate.
Right.
But you wanna call, it's automatically 1 or 2 hours, depending on where you go and what you do.
Right, no, right, but I'm just saying, so like, okay, I think what kind of Tracy's saying, so if Laura gets called out, she gets paid more than if you get called, I don't know.
Right.
right, 'cause
Oh.
she's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lieutenant and you're not a
Well, no,
lieutenant,
but
so-
I'm just-
I mean,
so
in
that's-
she's EMT, she
Yeah.
makes more money.
Okay, so that's what you're, okay, I didn't realize. So what's the building and maintenance?
The fire department?
Yes, thank you, I'm trying to.
Apparently,
remember.
if I understand, they bought some shelving for over there. They also, I can also tell you that they had a ladder, one of those little giant ladders that was all rusty to hell.
Oh, I think
So,
they were talking about
yeah.
it.
Yeah, so I picked one of those up for them,
Oh, yeah?
yeah, and, they had to have a new portable scene light, the other one was all broken, the little one was just dangling, whatever. That's, you can't have that when you're on a scene, you need to have the lights.
Pelican light, yeah, I
Yeah,
got
we
that.
get those, so. I mean, some that comes out of their equipment as well, too.
So, okay, so I'm jumping down to the highway department for gas. We're at almost over almost 200%.
So, all the gasoline.
Is that diesel? No, that's not, that's diesel
No,
for the
but
next one.
the school buses that have gasoline goes part of that too. So that comes back afterwards. So,
So it's school buses and highway.
yes. So you have two,
Oh, so
you have two
I was
highway,
gonna say, don't we have a line for that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
in
thought
the
we
school
had-
budget.
for school fuel.
Right, but it would get kicked back to us.
Right, they have it for diesel, they didn't have, did they have it for gasoline now?
Oh,
Um,
I
I don't
don't know,
remember.
it's a good
I
question.
don't remember.
school diesel, yeah.
Now, interesting, because last year, they only went over, well, in the end of November, they were only over by like $60. And we're like double,
Gas went up for a while.
right, oh, so besides,
I actually gassed up for 252 today.
well, yeah, but we're also, the gas is all the vehicles, or the two pickup trucks that the highway department has.
Right,
Yeah.
and then
And then-
all the other gasoline is for the school, that, like the small vans and stuff like that, that run on gasoline, they gas up over there as well.
Right, but I guess my point is we haven't added any new vans, we haven't
No.
added, you know,
No.
we've still,
We only have 2
So-
gasoline operated vehicles that the town home has.
so the
That's
question is somebody's using more gas. If somebody's using more gas,
The school's using highway gas and they're still over budget on their own gas.
so,
Cause all it says is fuel buses. For
So
the
school
side.
diesel, school gasoline, 4319,
oh, so that's a totally different line,
Oh,
Joe,
yeah.
then.
Listen,
So, that one's 4319 is the school gasoline.
oh,
4319,
4319.
yep, 43.
Oh, right there, yeah, okay, so,
And
Yeah,
last
that-
year they actually used more than.
see, and now they get another month to go as well, so they're gonna be
So-
well over budget.
So I
what
guess the
they
question
figured,
is
so.
that then the highway department is twice as much over on their gas.
Okay, well, the biggest
So-
thing is gotta ask Ed and Rick what's going on, because, I mean, I know Ed, some of the overtime like that, that's high on that, like that, because he's been working down here with these guys on Fridays when they're supposed to be off, so that all adds to some of that too as well. So,
That's a lot of gas.
Yeah.
That's a lot. So we're there, repairs, that's good.
okay, I gotta find out, what's that one, the, 194%.
Yeah, yeah.
Price of salt went up too.
And.
Well, I think this,
Gotta have it.
well, I think it was last year, we had more, they used more salt.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Some of it was, because
We
it was
had
the
a lot
big
of-
storm, it was the big storms which required, I think, more salt.
That on top of it, and we have more rain and whatever, and less snow, use more salt, there's more ice,
Yeah.
Right.
so. I would like to think we should probably be able to vote out and do away with 4311-23 highway miscellaneous.
Oh, yeah.
We can change that to something else if we need to have that GL code for something, because we never put anything in there, because we don't want miscellaneous,
Right, you wanna know
budget.
what it is, right,
How do you budget miscellaneous? That's just because they're dumping around and grab money out of it, like that.
right, yeah.
That's one of my pet peeves, I don't like miscellaneous. But it's really nice, the highway block grant money,
Mhm.
we still have almost $30,000 sitting in that account, but we can, then we can go away and use it for
Is
that.
is there an expiration on that, or is that, no, it stays up there? That's
Yeah.
good, no, that is good then.
Yeah, and actually, they have another grant coming that I think they're gonna get approved for some more, so.
But that's money that they spend out of that has to be on something that's not budgeted for, correct?
Right, and it has to be related to the highway department.
Right, right.
So,
Right, okay. No, but it just, I recall it saying it can be budgeted for, so.
that metal pickup electronics, if you guys are there, that's the
Right.
pickup day. It shows this as a, but it's not a budgetary item, it's just, we had to have a line item for it to write a check. So basically, we put $1 in it, that's gonna be offset on the income line,
Right,
so it should be a
right, for
zero.
the amount of people
Right.
that pay when they drop
Yeah.
stuff off, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we wanted to ask about the vans too, right? The Title One?
Yeah,
But, I mean,
they
Ken's
come
not-
around with a Title I, a big huge school bus in the morning, or Title I with a couple of kids on it. Is there any reason we can't use the vans?
That's a school budget thing, I couldn't tell you.
So,
I can tell you
It
that,
just seems.
To me, it makes sense to, if you have a van, use a van.
Right,
Right.
right.
You know, why use a
Especially
school
if you
bus for
only
2
got-
kids, it doesn't seem like very
five
smart.
or less kids, I
You
mean,
I
if
think
it's
there's
gonna.
3 on it.
3 on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause I asked where the second van was, and it's at one of the bus driver's houses right now.
good place for it, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
I have to
Well, we
say,
have it if-
not to make excuses, but just thinking as a taxpayer as well, is like, they're short-staffed on buses, bus drivers, too.
well, but that comes at a different time, so technically you should do middle school, high school run.
Okay.
I don't know where this bus driver lives.
Okay.
But then grab the van, I would think it'd be cheaper, I don't know.
You know, it'd probably be cheaper, but it's not convenient, apparently.
Well,
But
Dave
we're
picks
paying
up,
for the inconvenience, unfortunately.
Dave picks up the high schoolers, and then he comes back
And he picks up the
an hour later and
Yes.
picks up
elementary
for
kids.
Title I, and then he comes back an hour later and picks up for the elementary.
Really?
Yes.
Didn't know he's doing all that. I don't have kids, so I
Does
didn't
he
pay attention to
No,
it.
but I did notice, well, and I've noticed this before, and I asked the question is, how many buses do we have? Can I just ask?
Four.
Four.
We have 4 buses that say
Two.
Middleton on the side of them?
And 2 vans.
And we
Okay,
keep using Governor Wentworth.
well, right, Governor Wentworth bus is parked,
Yeah.
I don't see it because it's parked.
We
on the
started out the school
Oh.
year using Governor
You're
Wentworth
seeing
for a week.
Sue Dooley's bus.
street. Is she
Yes,
driving?
Not a
she's
middle
driving.
driver.
Oh, okay, that's why then, yes.
You went to Terry Laffey's house, she's a Governor Wentworth, you see a Governor
Oh,
Wentworth bus. in her driveway.
no kidding.
Yeah.
Oh,
They left here,
because they pay more.
Yeah.
I'm guessing they pay more.
But we started out the
Right.
school year.
That brings me another question. I noticed you see on the Middleton Facebook page, there's David Prue's comments on raises that were voted on, but
They
never
never did it.
gave them.
okay, so, you wanna hear, this is the scoop on that, okay? A couple years ago, when the town hall was being rebuilt, over here, we had a school deliberation at the church. So basically, it came up that we made a motion to adjust payroll for the school bus drivers to get, I think either $1 or $1.50 per hour increase.
$1.50,
Okay.
I was there.
So, you was there, right? Okay,
I was there too.
and they approved it,
Well,
okay?
because the people voted for it.
That's right, okay. So having said that, okay, that made the budget passed, so,
That put money into the line item.
that's right,
Right.
that's all it
That's where
did.
you need to think,
Okay.
because
That boosted that $1.50 per whatever, say it's like $5,000, magic number. And boosted that line item by $5,000, okay, that was voted on. But, because the school is just like the town, we're a bottom line budget, they do what they want with that money. They didn't give the money. They didn't get the money. But, on the flip side, they didn't get the per hour increase, but they did get some additional things on their, like the
Benny's.
bennies and stuff like
Contract?
that.
On the contract.
They did get some increases on benefit, but no one's telling you that. Okay, we didn't get it, but they got something as well. But they equaled out the $1.50, I have no clue, but they did get something as well. But, doesn't matter, school bus drivers are in big demand this time, all over the state, and I think all over New England, okay? So, again, I'm gonna put in for another $1.50 to $2 an hour, just to keep the people we got.
Yeah.
What are they
paying
getting?
right now, do you
Huh?
know?
I know they're below the Governor Wentworth, I mean, that's why Terry and Sue left, because they're more money.
And who,
We should be the same, look.
right, I would agree with you.
Whole
I
different-
would agree. I would
Topic.
agree that it should be the same, right, and that's not, I guess, for here, but I would agree that we should be paying the same rate of pay as Governor Wentworth, because kids are going to, I
Yes.
mean, just to be,
Their position
Point A
is
to point B is the same
different.
damn difference, and it's the same boss, it's the
Yeah.
same job.
so, right,
No,
so if you're
so-
getting, they're getting benefits and our drivers aren't getting benefits, then to me, that's, at least they should be at least minimal should be making the same. And then you're talking the
Then we can-
benefits deficit,
Yeah.
Get that part, then we can, in the future, start working on the other stuff that's
Right.
deficient in,
right,
you know?
but,
Take
no,
baby
I,
steps getting
I
it done,
agree.
but get it done,
Right.
you know?
I
So-
know, I agree, so, but that's, I guess we'll talk about that when we get to school. So anything else left, I mean, the only other things that I noticed were like the animal control, but that's,
That's a new position, they're trying to get it geared up so it looks right and taken care of, and all the tools there, so, no. Again, I mean, those expenses are pretty much a one-shot deal, not expecting to be able to have it full.
yeah, and then at least, I think maybe the one last item I have, and I think we talked about this, it's just this comment, is the capital reserve fund for the highway building.
Mhm.
We budget $10,000 a year, but we spent 21, and that's just because, that's just what it was for this year. The revolving account has more
Right.
money in it, so it looks like it's.
And you wanna hear a good one? 4711-03, the highway loader,
Yeah,
it was just paid off.
What page?
it's the last page.
Last page, 4711-03.
Is that like the last payment?
Pretty nice, huh?
So.
It's ours, don't break it.
Yeah.
Hey,
Right?
no, I mean, this is, I don't what Rick's put in for budget for this year for equipment, I don't think he's put anything in. So that means, be a year or so of not having to buy nothing, that's great, so.
So then the
Don't
last,
say it too loud.
yeah, then the last
Yeah,
item was
the
the report from Sandy on the treasury report, so. So is this saying, Joe, that we have in our fund balance $975,000 or $964,000? Is that what that means?
Available, yeah.
Oh, which is, I guess that's nice, but that's more than what we typically like to have in there, whatever, so.
But you can't, there's more money than that, so.
Okay.
Last we know that when the fund balance is like 1.1 million.
Well, right, but I mean, this was as of
What are you gonna do with that?
October.
Well, when we get the DRA to give us a rate, we'll figure some of that out.
Did we get
This is
some,
our opportunity to
I didn't
reduce
know,
taxes.
like, when you submitted it to the DRA, you've already said, like, we're gonna allot this much to offset.
What happens is that it's because of the evaluation, and once that, now that paper's taken care of, the DRA will say, this is going to be your tax rate for the coming year, okay? Do you guys wish to take some money out of your fund balance to
Oh.
reduce taxes at this point? And that's where the three of us get our heads together and say, figure it out, and say, no, yes. The thing is, you gotta be careful, because if you reduce it too much,
right,
you're not gonna be pay money for the next year, because you'll be more money, so we have to find that balance like that, so.
so, when you're saying that, so I know like the school board, the school budget from last year, they had an excess,
626,000.
well, I wish it was a million, right?
Yeah,
Um,
626,000.
600 something too.
So how does that come into play? Is that coming into play? That's gotta come
So
into
what
play.
happens is,
So that's, all right, we're gonna take a step back and ask this one. So that's in addition to the 1.1, so what?
so any money that's left over is the taxpayers' money,
Right.
okay? It's the taxpayers' money.
Yeah.
We pay more than we need. On top of that, what's happening is we sell properties, people pay the back taxes and finally get caught back up, that sort of thing. We've already spent money from budgets and stuff like that, so that goes back into the fund balance as well. So eventually, over time, it should come back to the taxpayers as relief, okay? So, the school, the 626,000, basically, at the end of the year, they're allowed to keep 2.5% of whatever they have in the fund balance. Okay, that's that. The money doesn't come right back to selectmen as a big chunk of change, okay? What they do is they take that money, okay, sit on it until Governor Wentworth sets the rate for the per student, okay? And then that money goes paying towards that bill. So they have to raise less money on the budget, so you're getting it back indirectly.
Right, it's offsetting the upcoming budget.
That's right, so you don't actually see the money, but, so eventually what they're trying to do as well is, in the meeting, has said that's a lot of money to be sitting on.
Right, yeah.
So they're gonna slowly start shrinking that down too, okay? Now, the longer the school operates, the less things that happen, and they know what they need to be able to actually operate, okay? That money should, look, if they're around $125,000, $150,000 over every, that's not big, considering you have as big as a budget that they operate on, okay? They're twice the town, okay, like $5 million budget to operate over, that's not that far off to have that kind of money left over, you know? And if they stayed at that point, right there, that's maybe 5 cents per thousand to the taxpayers that's setting on, and you have it just in case of an emergency, something that you can't plan on. It's nice to have that, not a little bit of a buffer, so. And that's what we're going to do as well as the town, okay? We're going to sit there and see what the tax rate is, and start giving back the taxpayers their money. You know, that's the way we should be. So.
Okay, so, good segue into the school board budget. This is the proposed budget for 2020, which is what we're gonna be, necessarily, we need to start talking about, for the public hearing. And I'll start out with, so I got to on the beginning of the school board meeting, prior to that, about an hour before, or whatever, their finance committee was meeting, which is only two people from the school board budget, school board, along with, the administrator and probably the business person. I got there late, cause I just wanted to kinda sit in on it or whatever, so this is what their proposed budget is, but their numbers are still up in the air for, I think it's like the
payroll.
right, which is like the professional services and stuff like that, because they're in contract negotiations. And I do know that which one of them, they had to go to remediation. It wasn't the administration, they hadn't met yet. And I don't think it was the teachers maybe, and the clerical staff, maybe those two. The clerical staff, I think, was the one that was going to remediation. The teachers, they hadn't met, they were meeting like the next night, and then the administrators was like, contract was like 2 days after that or whatever, and I haven't heard from Ken to see where they landed with that. So I think the clerical staff and such, maybe that's support staff or whatever, they're going to remediation because they couldn't come to an agreement, so hopefully that is not gonna take forever for that. So,
Does she get lumped in to Governor Wawath, cause we only have one secretary over there?
well, I'll say it's just clerical, I think that might be like the support staff, like maybe the paraprofessionals, the you know what I mean, I know there's 3 contracts, and I know, one is administration, which is probably the principal, and then there's the teachers, and then it's the other
Everybody else, so to speak.
staff, which to me is the support kind of, I'm calling it support, it might be wrong, I don't know. But I know that they're the ones that are going to remediation, and so until they can get those 3 contracts nailed down, the budget can't be nailed down,
Yeah.
because if they come back and find out, oh, they gotta increase their line, they're gonna have to take money from somewhere else.
So that brings me to my question.
Okay.
We are supposed to have
Yeah, so we'll,
posted by the 27th, 29th.
right, so, I think, so what we're still
So we
gonna,
may have to change
can I
that
just look at
date.
those dates? Yeah. So I think what we're gonna try and, so we have a meeting on the 27th.
Yep.
To review the budget, to review the school board stuff. We were supposed to try and review some of it tonight, but I've given it to you so you guys can, and I have tick marked on here kind of the stuff that, to me, I mean, it's just stuff, whatever, I haven't done anything with it, and then, like, oh, these might be the ones that, and then the front page is like all of a sudden, summed up numbers. You wanna see the detail, you need to go back here, and that's kind of where you're gonna find most of more of the interesting numbers, kind of. So some of these numbers still might move around because of that contract, but maybe just to kind of get used to it. So 11/27, with keep fingers crossed, we'll have firm numbers by then, and we'll
When's
be
their
able,
next meeting?
huh?
When are they meeting?
They should have met already.
Oh.
I don't know when it was, like I said, they were still gonna meet for 2 contracts, the teachers and the administration, and then they had to wait, then they were waiting on the remediation, which I haven't heard anything from that.
But does the school board have to meet again after that?
Oh,
Yeah, but this is outside the school board.
yes, this
purview.
is their finance committee
Right.
stuff, so they
Okay.
should be meeting right now, you know, like.
As we speak, so
Right, kinda
So I
like,
should hold
kinda
off
like
on
us.
this one.
Nope, I post it,
Post it,
cause we can
okay.
always, we
And
can
it's
always
next
say.
week, we're talking next week.
No,
No, this
it's gonna
is
be posted by the 29th.
Oh,
The
but
meeting's
even this
actually
one,
not
we're
until
supposed to
December
discuss
11th.
next week, next Tuesday night, right here, to
Right.
discuss the school budget.
But that one, I think Laura
But
has
This is
posted.
the public hearing, so I have to,
Yeah, and if the public hearing doesn't happen, we don't have to have it happen, but as long as we're covered if we have it
Yes.
posted.
okay.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
Laura's already got it, and
Yeah,
it's on the calendar and
So-
everything, so.
yeah, I need to pull these dates up. Yes, I know, this is very, I'm like, oh my god. Oh,
Yes.
So, right, so, cause Ken was in, right now, we are scheduled to have meet at the school at 6:30, I believe it was, that's the time you have, whatever the time date you have is, we have reserved the school for that. That'll all be contingent on what we know. I think, and I'll send out an email to Ken and see if he's heard anything.
Cause this is kinda what happened with last year.
Well, I think, yes,
The
because they
town
had,
got behind.
well, not necessarily that, they also were in contract negotiations last year as
Yes,
well.
with the school.
But I think at least we're ahead of saying, well, you know what, we'll push out the public, when is the last day you can have the public hearing, maybe that's when we're gonna have to have
Steve,
it.
all along, they can't screw this up. They can't take more time like that. They have to,
Right, they have to have something to us so that we can meet our
What happens if
deadlines.
they don't come to us?
Then we propose the budget.
Oh.
In which we're gonna anyways, but, you know what I mean, we're gonna propose based off of what we have and say, it is what it is, and, you know, go from there.
Figure it out.
Right, right, this is how much money you get
And,
to work with.
has
So,
he had it posted at the school yet, because he wasn't sure what was gonna happen with that, so.
well, I mean, I would rather have it posted just to be safe and sorry, and then, you know, that way, if it doesn't happen, we can just pull it down, but, I mean, I'd rather have it up there and not, you know.
cover your bases now.
Yes,
Yep,
cause I think what we're gonna happen, I think, you know, chances are, it is probably gonna get moved, well, fingers crossed it won't have to, but there's probably a 50% chance it's gonna get moved out the public hearing, I don't know.
Cause
what
their
they
next
want.
budget is, their
I mean,
next
next
meeting
meeting.
is the 12th.
That's just the school board, so
Yeah.
the budget, their finance committee should be meeting, you know,
They don't have to meet as a board after that?
no, I don't think so, no, I don't believe so,
The
no,
next
because,
will meet in the budget finance committee and the lady up at the SAU will come down and give them the information to the school board
right,
to update them at that time.
right, but I don't necessarily, do they vote on that, does the school board vote on the budget?
They have to prove it, yeah.
Oh, okay, well, I just didn't,
Yeah. They have to
So,
prove,
like,
just like
we're
Sutton
gonna
have to prove ours. I mean, they have to sit there and go,
That's why I thought we had to have a meeting
Well,
somewhere.
Well, then they'll be having, right, but,
see, the whole thing is like, I think they're ready to submit a budget to the budget committee, other than, like you said, contract
right,
negotiations.
so if they
And
come,
as they get those done, but they have to submit it as a package, because, you know, we'll get this part done, here's our budget. Oh, get another part done, here's the budget.
right,
They're gonna do it all in one shot,
because
so.
if their thing comes back, like the salaries come back higher than what they initially went into for, then they're gonna move money, then they're gonna take money out of another line item.
Yeah.
They're gonna, you know, cause I think they're trying to stay steadfast with what they have here for a budget, so that means they're gonna have to tweak it in other areas.
Especially if they're gonna get some of that 636 back, they have to do
So-
something.
So, as a heads up, this is what they had at the meeting for proposed budget at their finance committee meeting. It says draft on it, so you can peruse it. I don't think there's a lot to discuss at this moment because it's not.
We don't have all the information to
Right,
discuss.
but at least it gives you a heads up to kind of say, I think most of these numbers are probably going to stay close to where they are, if not remain where they are. So just as a information to have.
do you have what the difference is between this year's and last year's?
Well, here's your actual, well, look, so there's actual 2018, budgeted 2019, and so we're actually talking about, we're doing the proposed budget for 2020, which is totally throws me all off.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
which is
I mean,
odd,
right,
count
yeah.
January to
July
December,
to-
and school
yeah.
will start June to July, so.
I'm blonde, this is rough.
no, it is hard to get your hand, wrap your hands around.
I'm gray, it's how you get
That's
your
all,
head
that's
wrapped
why
around it.
you're great, Joe.
No,
That's probably, you know
I
what I'm
get that.
talking about.
I think that everything from, on the draft, from the, second low line down, it'll be relatively the same thing. I think it's the top part of it's gonna be the big, the
Right,
the
so
red
as
herring
much as
over
this
there.
changes down up here,
Yeah.
this is gonna be down, the next part is gonna offset whatever
It's
changes.
gonna have to
up
offset
there.
some of that, so.
Right, I agree. And then the detail is going back to the
Right.
pages underneath, so you can kinda see what makes up that wages
Yeah.
and stuff, so yeah.
So you see the number 100 over here says wages, and you take the first block that says 100,
Yeah,
basically that's the numbers that's supposed to make up that
Yeah.
one line,
Okay.
okay? So, that's what
Yeah,
it
so
should be,
it's
211,
211,
health and
yeah.
light, you go all that like that, if you add those all up, that would be that number.
so my thought, well, I guess it depends on what they end up negotiating for the contract, like, some of these aren't gonna change, like, I think like disability, FICA, that type of employment.
Well, no,
workers'
if they get more money, all that stuff will change,
Okay.
it has to.
Right, okay. Well, no, but I'm just saying, it'll change, but it's not something we can change, because those are,
Those are set in stone.
Right.
yes, those are a percentage, or it's an automatic percentage of your.
It's like
So
what-
what are they proposing here? Cause it looks like an increase unless we just hired more staff.
Yes, it is, it looks like,
So
well, what they
what-
budget, see now you.
What is their contract like, bottom of the barrel, they wanna do 1% again?
I think 1.5.
I think it was, I wanna say at least 1%, but I know they said, I thought I heard 1%, like I said, I got there
Do
late,
you know what the staff wants?
I don't know what
They
the staff.
didn't, they didn't get down the weeds and details.
Well, and like I
So they
said,
get, they
there's
can't.
3
I just wanted
contracts,
to know, you know, what
Yeah.
the increase is, it's gotta be
Yeah.
something.
I do,
They're
like I said,
starting.
there was 3 contracts, 2 of them hadn't even met for those contracts, they only had met for that first contract, and they didn't come to a conclusion, and they have to go to remediation. I'm like, okay, great.
And you know, if one's gonna do it, the other one's gonna sit there and bluff and let it go.
So, yeah, it depends on.
Oh, well, they're good now, I want some too,
So,
you know?
Especially if they come out with a thumbs up.
yeah, right, but, so that's all I have. So right now, our next meeting is scheduled for next Monday, right? Is that what?
Yes,
Is it
this, the
20,
27th.
no, is that,
The
no,
27th, next Tuesday.
next Tuesday,
Yeah,
because I was
because
gonna say,
that's
next
the-
Monday is the
Yeah.
selectmen meeting.
Right.
No,
I'm
no,
like,
it's not,
Tuesday.
because that's the 5th Monday of the month,
Is it a five again?
so we don't have to meet.
They met twice this weekend?
Yeah.
Good, I'm glad you told me that, because you know, I've been coming again, and I've been like, hey, where is everybody? I did that, you know, the last, I did that the last
That's here, right?
meeting on October,
Yeah.
yes, that'll be here.
Yes.
No, that isn't Joe, that's the 4th Monday. You
Yeah,
have
it's
a
the
meeting.
4th.
It's only 4 Mondays, the 26th, you're gonna be here next Monday, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna be doing 2 meetings,
What was that?
Board of Selectmen and this one.
No, we're
We're
Tuesday
Tuesday.
night,
Oh,
it's Tuesday, it's the
okay. I thought you
27th.
said Monday, so.
No, I thought.
Generally, we are Monday.
Well,
That's
we
not
should,
changing.
and I'm like, I wouldn't know, like, that would, that's why I had to think, I'm like, today's the 19th, 7
Well,
plus
yeah.
19 is 26, and the 27th.
Just let me know where I'm gonna be and what time. Gee.
You're gonna be here next week,
Monday and
Monday
Tuesday.
and Tuesday.
Just come every night, you
Yeah.
won't miss it.
Well, there's something going on.
Really?
So, do we have anything else? Any other questions, comments?
I think there was, but I don't remember what it was.
So will we still meet next Tuesday?
Yes, yes.
And we'll just work on our own budget?
Yeah, we'll have to work with kind of what we have here. That, I mean, we gotta start somewhere, so I think that's.
If you get the rest of the bottom part of that done, that'll make it easier when you get the numbers for the top part, take care of it, so.
Right. 'Cause I'm-
That way you don't have to go through all of it.
Yeah. That's all I got. Anything else? No? Okay, so,
Motion to adjourn
Yeah.
at 7:24.
I second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.